Hola, mis queridos oyentes. Hi, this is Louie, your host with Z to Z. We're excited for another episode 14. Today's a little different. We're going to talk a little bit about a passion that I have and the opportunity that I had to join a particular board, part of the IFA, the Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council, HLFLC. And we're having our inaugural event this next month, February, about a month from now. And so we're very excited. I am very deeply excited and to have the privilege of being involved with this particular group and all the people that have that are in the board. They're very, very, very exciting folks and very professionals, Hispanic professionals in the world of franchising. So I want to talk a bit about that, go into some data when it comes to the Hispanics in franchising. And we'll touch on a little bit on that. And then we'll just continue the conversation. I have a great lineup coming up in the next couple of weeks. I won't mention who they are, but they're exciting professionals within franchising and here to provide some great insight on. As a matter of fact, one of them is going to be a board member of the HLFLC. So Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council. All right, let's get to it. Okay, welcome back to Z to Z. We're excited to talk a little bit about the Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council, also known as the HLFLC. We're excited to get inaugurated here in the next month at the International Franchise Association Conference out there in Las Vegas. So we got big plans for that. I'm not gonna disclose any of what we're doing, but for right now, we got some big things going on for that event. We're very, very excited to put that together for the IFA as well as for the group, for the Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council itself is paired up right now of 5 board members. Erica Garza from Abapan, she is the president for Abapan. Javier Solis is the co-founder and COO for Toro Taxes. And Roberto Latwick, he is owner founder of Faro Consultant, and Elena Dulinsky from You Can Do It Global.com, and we're excited. We're all a bunch of franchise professionals, and I'm very, very honored to be associated with these folks. And it's been a treat to sit down and talk with them, but about what we're doing and how we're going to do it. So let's kind of talk a little bit about what we're planning, what we're all about, in the sense of what the mission is for the Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council and what we do. So just kind of go over just really quickly what we do, just kind of give our listeners an insight of what we are, what we're all about. And so we're all about advancing inclusion in franchising. Educate franchisors, of course, franchisees, suppliers, employees, and the franchise community to provide new perspectives and stimulate discussion on the Hispanic community in franchising. We're also about fostering awareness, understanding, and access to franchise opportunities for Hispanic entrepreneurs and employees. And we're also here to create and maintain an organizational culture where inclusion, diversity, and creativity are valued. And of course, provide regular opportunities for the exchange of information for council members and, as appropriate, in other councils, boards, committees, and other groups within the Diversity Institute, IFA Foundation, IFA, and all the external groups from the International Franchise Association. So, we really want to spread the word of franchising within our community. Not, of course, we want to be able to expand on other cultures and diversify, but our focus is on the Hispanic population. There is a great need to put the word out there on franchising in this particular demographic, because, and I've said this before in my previous podcasts and episodes, is that the Hispanic population is a growing young demographic. It's the largest group in the United States by leaps and bounds, and so the culture behind it and what we bring to the table as a culture is hard work and dedication. Not that other cultures don't, but we're very, very, very resilient, hardworking, patient people. That once we as a culture have something in our minds that we want to do, we want to do it not just for ourselves, but we want to do that for our families, our immediate families, our kids, our daughters, our sons and daughters, and we're going to be able to put that into work, and we're going to work hard to make that to accomplish those goals for our family, and then the remaining family as well. So we tend to bring people into the fold, to help out in whatever businesses that we start up. And I can tell you from in my personal life, my parents, my grandfather, my grandmother, my parents, and my uncles, my dad's two brothers, we were up in the San Joaquin Valley. We had a grocery store, we had a ice cream parlor, we had a gas station, we had a meat market, and so we had these businesses, up in the San Joaquin Valley area, in Northern California, and it was what I grew up in. I mean, I was in middle school, I believe, and when we were acquired these businesses, and we were working hard, and my parents were hard workers. I would be the one taking care of my younger two brothers, while they were in the businesses, getting them started up and going. And so I grew up in that, and I had that innate interest, to want to be have my own business. And the thing about it is with the Hispanic community, sometimes we want to do it, and we're doing it, but it's very hard to really teach our kids to continue that role, right? I mean, they're maybe working like I did. I worked at the grocery store, meat market that we had, and I did that. I worked back there, learned a little bit, did the cash register at the time, and nothing electronic back then. I'm aging myself now, but it was what we did, right? But when I left, and we got out of there, and we sold the businesses, I went to work. I would just went to back to work and worked at corporate America, but yet it was instilled behind my back in my mind that I wanted to really continue to do that. I just didn't know how to. And this is where we step in. This is where the Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council, the board members, and what we represent steps in. We want to be able to help those young Hispanic understand the know-how and how to get into becoming a franchisee, or even better, even if they have an existing business, they can franchise their business, right? So, but we want to give them the fundamentals, the tools, and necessary for them to really start that dream that they have, and learn, and we'll provide guidance for them to get that. And then, of course, you have on the other side of things, you have franchisors, that are looking to get into and bring in that Hispanic demographic into as franchisees into there, because they know that they're hard workers. They know that they have a large impact on the economy. I mean, I can tell you right now that I think we're the largest economic spender, and so we're out there, and we're dominating the business sector, and so franchisors are looking to capture that market. How do they do that? Well, they're going to come through us for guidance. Our members are a diverse set of a group of people, and we all come with different types of skills and understanding and connections, and I think that's what's missing is because you can some of us will ask the question but may not ask the right question to the right person, right? Here they may not be able to ask the right question, but they're going to be asking it to the right people, through the HLFLC members. We can guide whoever that may be, whether it's a franchisor wanting to get into, and how do we break into the Hispanic market, to a franchisee looking at understanding, hey, how can I capture more of Hispanic clientele, to that entrepreneur that is looking into, that is Hispanic and young and energetic, and has the ability to do something and then they always wanted to do it, but never knew how to do it. Well, there's an opportunity through our board, through this group, to start to give that, to align us in that direction for our people. And not just for our people. I mean, again, we're a diverse group, and so we welcome all cultures and everyone. But our focus is on the Hispanic market because that's our, some of it's our first language, some of it's second language. For me, it happened to be my second language. I grew up in a very Spanglish environment, so my parents started off in English and wound up in Spanish, or vice versa. So, that's how I grew up, right? And I grew up in California, in LA. And that's what we did, and that's how we did it. But I never really knew what I needed to do to start a business, what I needed to do that. And it wasn't until I got older that I surrounded myself with better and smarter people that knew that route. Went to college, a step-by-step scalable measure to get to the point where I wanted to be. And that's what I wanted to be, was an entrepreneur. I wanted to be to be a franchisee. And I accomplished that. Became a multi-unit operator for a brand, and then I became a single unit operator for another brand, and then I decided to do consulting, franchise consulting. I've been doing that ever since, and and all in the franchise world. And so it was a matter of me connecting to people that can get me to the next step. And I strongly believe that the Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council and the board members that are involved will allow that to happen. We will be that provider of information, and we will be that provider to help people get to the next area. So I'm really excited about it. As you can probably tell, complete pleasure for me to be asked to be on that and to be around such great, fantastic talent that we have on the board with Erica and Roberto, Elena, Javier. We all come from different areas and bring different things to the table. So I'm excited about that. So I mean, going back to some data here. The U.S. Latino market is, like I said, larger and younger than ever before. So going back a little bit to 2019, the Hispanic reached a record of about 61 million, making up about 18% at that time of the U.S. population. Since 2010, that has increased about 16%, roughly about 51 million. That's a young demographic, a young population there of Hispanics that are really ripened and ready to have some really good franchise opportunities. And we want to be able to capture that area. It was interesting that we were having a discussion and whether we called ourselves the largest minority group in the U.S. And some of us, there were some folks that said, we're not the minority. We are the largest Hispanic group in the U.S. And I think that's where we are. I think taking that word out, minority, lessens the value of what we bring. I think and we're not the majority either. I think we're the largest group, a Hispanic group. Let's just call it what it is. We're the Hispanic Latino group, largest Hispanic Latino group in the U.S. And that is accounting right now for about 37.5% of the total multicultural population. So we're present, we're out there. About 1/3, or about 17.9 or 18 million of U.S. Hispanic population is younger than 18. So it's a growing market that is going to get into that market to where they're going to want jobs. They're going to want places to invest their money. They're going to want to learn about franchising. They're going to want to open up their own businesses, and there's that opportunity there. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't figured it out yet, right now, the Latino market is primed. What does that mean for franchisors that are looking for franchisees, Latino in the Latino community to get in there? Well, and I mentioned this in a couple of I think it was a previous episode. I can't recall which episode it was, but you can go to z2z.com and find it there. Spotify has all of the previous episodes to take a look at those and go back. so what do you do? As a franchisor, what do you do to capture that? Well, really, you have to look from inside first, and that's what I always say. You got to look from the inside out. What does that look like? Do I understand the culture enough? Have I made a commitment to learn and to study and research the culture? And are we obviously accepting of that culture and what that means into that, and what, once we bring the Hispanic culture into our fold, are we set up for that? Not all the time do we need somebody that is going to be 100%, Spanish speaking, bilingual. That helps. Trust me, that does help. It's helped me out being bilingual. And it's helped a lot of franchisors that have the internal personnel that is bilingual, that understands the culture and is able to relate culturally, right? So I think that's the first thing: is look inside, look internally. What you have, are you ready? And understand that with the Hispanic culture, we're very driven and we're very goal oriented. And I think having a great training system is essential. I think underlining what that means and making sure that we're able to communicate what that particular brand's objectives are for that particular franchisee. And so adjusting your training probably to make sure that is communicated properly to them, to our community, because communication is real with us. We love to talk. We're a talking bunch, and we love to talk, and just as equally as much we love to dance and eat, right? So we, because of that, we there is a lot of interaction that we love, and sometimes it's misconstrued as not understanding, that they don't get it. And it's really not that. It's just, we just love to talk. We love to talk about things, to follow through, to summarize, and if we don't talk about it, we probably don't like it. If we talk about it and we want to know more, and we ask those right questions, then we love it. It's something that as a culture want to explore more, right? And get more information from it. So nothing that is because they don't understand. It's just they want to understand more so they can do better and be successful in that brand. And I think if we look at it that way, you'll be more accepting of the conversations you'll have with some of these folks. And so, again, every situation is different. Every person is different. Doesn't matter what culture you're from. So you are going to have those people that are going to call in just because they just really don't know, And so, but for the majority part, if you have a good training material, good training program within your brand, you'll be fine. You'll be okay. And really, the other thing is really to get into the commitment is to get into the community. The brand's commitment should be being involved in the community, the Hispanic market that's in your local communities, cultural events that happen throughout the year. When you're involved in those communities, you get yourself known as somebody that a company that is actually advocating for the Hispanic population to better themselves, right? For the betterment. So it's great to get involved with those cultural events that are happening throughout the year in your particular community. That's important. And also get involved with the community leaders. Be a part of the Hispanic chamber. Be a part of the Hispanic associations within your area. Get your brand known within that community, and because once you gain their trust, the Hispanic community will trust you, and they will open the doors for you. I'm telling you what, I mean, it's great when people would come in over my grandmother's house, and we maybe knew from 1 day or 2 days, and maybe there was a neighbor down the street that just moved in or whatever, but my grandmother would have them at the table. We'll have a bowl of menudo, frijoles con arroz. There'd be something that my grandmother, we were very welcoming, and I think that that's important to understand. That is is that once you gain the community's trust, they will bring you in and they will bring you to the table. And I think that's important. Is once a brand understands that to get to the table, um, you've made the connection. You're there, and so now you just have to cater that, and take care of that, and I think that's something that's a lot of the brands are missing, and what the board is wanting to do, and I believe this is true, and maybe as we continue on, like again, we're having our first inaugural event at the IFA. So as we continue to grow, we're going to provide more opportunities for brands to join us and be a part of that community, to get to the table, to come to our table, to really explore and talk about the opportunities that are there for that you're able to provide to the Hispanic community, and the education that we can provide to you as a community, to the franchisors who really want to get involved in that market. And for franchisees who want to get into Hispanic franchisees that are wanting to know that, it's about educating. It's connecting to the right people, to the right facilities, to the right brands that is going to be good for them. So, really it's a situation to where we're here to help each other grow and achieve our mutual objectives, right? There is a lot that we're excited to do and in the next coming months and the next coming years, and as a board, and we're looking forward to providing access to franchisors, vendors, franchisees, entrepreneurs, people outside of franchising that want to get into franchising. We want to be that avenue for those folks. We want to be that go-to, to get into saying, listen, I want to get into the Hispanic market. What I need to do, I'm a young Hispanic potential franchisee. Where do I go? I'm a franchisee who want to understand and learn how to grow my business and how to capture more Hispanic market. This is where you can go. So that is the purpose of the layout of what we want to do and objective. And I know as we continue on, we will come up with different things. We will come up with better opportunities, more opportunities, I would say, to really expand our mission and what we want to accomplish. So again, this is our inaugural event. Is going to be on February 27th in Las Vegas at the International Franchise Association Conference at the Mandalay Bay. You can always go to z2z.com, check it out there. On my LinkedIn, Louis Picasso LinkedIn, also at my Facebook page, Louis Picasso, take a look at there, and you'll have some information. So listen, it's going to start from about 6:30 p.m. on the 27th. And it's gonna run maybe a couple hours or whatever, but it's important for you guys to be there and give support. If you're interested in any sponsorships opportunity, shoot me an email at info@z2z.com. That's info@z2zee.com, or directly to my email. Hey, it's just email directly. It's louispicazo@gmail.com. That's LOUIE. PICAZO @gmail. You can email me there, or at info@z2zee.com. Either way, we'll get the information over to you if you want to look into sponsor this great event. And in the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some great people. One of them is actually going to be a board member, and Roberto is going to be on here. And he's going to be here with us talking about a little bit more, giving us more insight on the board and the Hispanic Latino Franchise Leadership Council. Talk a little bit about what he does program. So I'm really excited to have him on as well. And then we're going to have another gentleman that I recently have met. Great person. I won't disclose who he is right now, but he's a seasoned veteran in franchising. And I am so lucky to be able to meet with him today and we had a great discussion on franchising, talking about franchise growth and the stability in franchising and emerging brands. I mean, we just had a great time in franchise, and I know that that's probably sounds really nerdy, but we did. It was, I'm a franchise nerd, I guess, and we had a great time talking about that, and I'm excited to have him. As soon as we get him booked, I'll go ahead and release the name and put him out there. So looking at that, and we have some great stuff coming down the pike as well. It's absolutely privileged to be a part of this and seeing this grow. I mean, I don't know if you read my updates a little bit, but we got like almost 800, 900 downloads in the past, not even 6-7 months. We're all over the country, and we're even in 9 countries now. So not only we're in the United States, but we're in 9 foreign countries. Fine. And that blew me away. I just did not realize that it had gotten that big, and it's just providing the information out there for people, and I'm happy to do that. I'm honored to be on this side of the mic and to provide information and insights, whatever I can. So thank you very much again. I appreciate it. As always, you can take a look at our previous episodes on www.z2zee.com or wherever your podcast platform, your favorite podcast platform is at. We're also on Spotify as well and Pandora. So take a look, follow us on there. Again, z2z.com. And I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. See you next time.